Ladies and gentlefemmes, welcome to another episode on the SlowNerd server. Big Speezy here. So, let's jump right into it. We need to figure out our storage. We need something better than the temporary storage that we have laid out. And I think I know just what to do. We need to make a warehouse. Let's get after it. Alright, so the plan is to construct a bit of a warehouse. I like the arch style. Pretty sure our neighbors over here have some arches on a building. So we're going to do like a simple stone structure to our warehouse. Probably give it a low profile roof, maybe just a little slight slope. But then inside, the plan is to do something like this for our storage. Not your typical like chests in a row with signs. We'll know where our things are. We could probably put some signs maybe like here, or figure out some way to label our boxes. But I want to make this feel like a warehouse, like shipping containers. Maybe we'll put in like a little forklift here. But I want this to be kind of like a working area, working warehouse for our storage. I think that'll be fun. And we'll see how we like it. Maybe once we open up the end and get some shulker boxes, we'll do something more organized and like systemic sorting. But I find it that I'm a lot more engaged when I have to do things manually rather than having the system do it or the game do it. So that's our plan for storage. Let's build a building, and then maybe we'll come back in and work on this interior. Alright, so let's look at a little proof of concept here. We're going to do like a blend from our deep slate bricks, using our tough bricks down to just the normal stone. I like the idea of giving it some shadows. So I might take out these stone, or at least a couple down, and use the tough as like the shadowing. I know my texture pack here, the resource pack, really shader pack gives off shadows already. But let's see if we can look at it without shaders. Yeah, see it. I'm anticipating like the sun's coming from here. So it's always going to create a shadow, dark shadow under the roof. And then kind of as the sun rotates, it's always going to be here. Taking into account like the morning sun isn't going to be as dark as the evening sun. And now thinking about it, this is facing west. So I'm going to have to flip this over. I think I had the shadow here correctly the first time. So I think we're going to go back in, flip this over to the shadow on this side. Maybe not make it so uniform where it's the same. Add a little more texturing, but I think this is kind of the color scheme. It's just a warehouse. So I just want to use these, like, it's not going to be super colorful. It's gonna kind of fit in line with the rest of the buildings. Like, you don't see a ton of colorful buildings in a little like city village street, and that's kind of the vibe we're going for. And wait a second, I've been vandaled. I know there's a server, there's a mischief going on the server. We definitely have eyeballs on our enchanting table and next of kiln. Somebody's giving us googly eyes. We'll have to figure out who that is at some point. But first, let's not get distracted. Back to the warehouse build. Alright, so let's take a walk around. We put up all 4 walls. You saw from the time lapse. We gave it a bit of shading too. This side is going to be kind of the darker side. I might do some more tweaks, make this not as much of a straight line. Because this is really kind of such a harsh contrast there. Maybe if I find another block that's an easier transition from the tough bricks to the deep slate. But this wall is going to be significantly darker than the others because of the shadow. Again, you're going to have the sun being blocked by American Hall here. And then in the back, we've got, again, just kind of the same as the front. And then we're going to... This one's going to be a lot lighter, so we take out the black stone or the deep slate almost entirely and give it just that tough shadow. And then we'll come back through, maybe add some iron bars as like windows, but not a lot because this is just a warehouse. Again, warehouse vibes. So I think that's it for the wall. Again, we'll maybe do some minor tweaks, but we need to figure out now something for the roof. I think this gable is a little too steep. I want something more flat, maybe do slabs and maybe go up 2 at a time. Because this is, I think it's about 15 wide. Wide. So if we give it an overhang, we give it a 2 overhang or a 1 overhang, then we've got 15 blocks that we need to span. So yeah, I think a 2-step might work. Maybe we come together as a 1 in the middle. That way we've got kind of just this slow slope. Give it that kind of flat warehouse look to it. So again, let's go into another time lapse and see if we can finish this warehouse up. All right, so we did the time lapse, got our building complete, got a roof on it, got our signage, we got our cash money. This is just going to be our warehouse, our storage. Add some mini blocks. This will eventually come out, and I don't know. I might make a staircase down to automated storage once we get some shulkers. Maybe get a little more advanced in here, but for now, we're going to use this and expand as needed. You might have seen it when I came down here, but I did make a mural on the side of our building here. Found a little pixelated dinosaur. Just gave it a little bit of painting mural on the side of our building here. So let's jump into a time lapse for that. And after that time lapse, I think we're going to jump right into a time lapse for our build at the end. So let's go. All right, so that was a nice little time lapse. Building the next building in our street. Let's go take a look. We've done some landscaping here, some texturing, some bone mealing. Got a little bit of growth going on here until we update our city streets. But next building, again, based on a real life example, is this little orange building. I think we're going to put, say, like a melon and pumpkin farm in here, and then some traders. So we're going to put trader in here just like we have in the other ones. Maybe cover up this side bit because these are just two buildings that are going to be together. And really these are just going to continually house our farms. So you've got a guy in there trading. We're eventually going to make him a cartographer once we update to 1.20, 1.21. So then he can give us a map to a trial chamber. We've got an exo kiln. Where's our smelter? And we did get a new librarian, and we really lucked out on his trades. The first one, we searched for. We got books and mending, which is going to be great because we can put it on all of our armor once we get armor settled. Because again, we're still running on the basic iron farm trades back there from our guys with nothing special. We got lanterns, infinity if we want to set up a bow, glass and silk. So awesome. We got silk touch, and then feather 2. Not great, but maybe we can go buy a book from Kit from Kit out in the shopping district. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So again, let's work on this building. Maybe see if we can't get a melon and pumpkin farm in here, and maybe a villager or two. Give us some food sources so we can keep on surviving. All right. All right. So that's a lot of building that we did this episode. And one we didn't even do a time lapse on. We completely reworked our stable. Kit was nice enough to bring us over another horse. This one's a lot quicker. Named it Radiant Autumn Moonbeam. Sounded like a good horse name to me. All those race horses, they've got multiple names. This guy's fast. And then it's already been bred. So that third guy, don't know his stats yet. But we got Prince there. We got Ram. And we'll see about that other one. Anyways, had to rebuild a stable then. Give them a little bit more of a home. Kind of threw that first one together. Did the same thing with this one. Gave it a little bit of texture on the side with the logs. And now they've got a place to stay. It's a little more put together than the last one. Some of the other things I don't think we touched on. We did some bone mealing, some terraforming, some texturing. We're going to keep going along and filling this in, make this all sand throughout here. I went in and put a conduit down so we can work underwater. I mentioned that we were going to put in some melon and pumpkin farms. We got our farmer here now. And melon and pumpkin farm is coming along nicely. So it's really pumping out the pumpkins, melons. We'll trade with this guy to get our emeralds. We've still got the cartographer in there. So really it's turning out to be nice little city street so far. So anyways, what else did I do? Done some work with our pathways around our base area. We are gonna just slowly fill in this area. So I did some terraforming with some cliffs earlier on. Just laid out some paths here. Filled this area in, covered up the canyon that we have. Canyon's still there. He can still get down to it. But, we put our own little touch on it with the landscaping. The paths, we'll kind of use those as our city streets. We'll come up with an idea. Might even use the path design from the build contest to fill in. I'm sorry, not the build contest. Some of the path suggestions for the island. But we'll use those to fill in around here. So again, we can make this a little more user-friendly for the base. But as far as this episode goes, I think that's about all we have time for. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone for watching. And we'll see you next time.